Hey folks, and welcome to the second Let's Play that I've got on the channel now, and this is going to be Stellaris. Now, after doing the basics of Stellaris videos, I've decided that we're going to do a little Stellaris playthrough, and I think that'll be quite a good way to round it off, give a few more pieces of information, and show the way that the game works when you're actually playing it. So, I have a particular race in mind that we're going to play with here, which is going to be the Caretaker MultiSystem. Now, they are a rogue servitor. Rogue servitors are a little different from some of the other machine races in that they start with some human population, or organic population, I should say. And those organic population are pampered, which means that they don't naturally produce any resource other than unity. In fact, you will never have to put a building on the sector or the area of the planet that they are on. They will just have a special habitat made for them, and it only produces unity at any point. Now, what also happens is that if you have either for every percentage of your population that's taken up with those organics, you will get additional production onto any resource production or onto your robots. You will also gain additional monthly influence, which can be really helpful as well. Now, we're playing under the 2.0.4 patch, which has just came out a few days ago. So if you're unsure of all the bits and pieces that are attached to that, you can check it out in the wiki, and you'll be able to find what changes were made there. What we're going to be doing is we're going to play on a large galaxy with a spiral forearm, which is the general style that I like to play on. We're going to put, we go for 20 AI empires here. I'm not going to have any advanced starts because we're going to play at quite a high difficulty level anyway. We'll pop up the Fallen Empires to 4, so there's lots of chances for finding them and them getting in the way and causing problems. Since it's a large area, we'll go for the higher Marauder numbers as well. These are pretty much the standard choices that I would take for the multiplayer game that we play in at the moment on the Twitch channel. I'll leave the description. I'll leave a link in the description down below for people that are interested in joining in or watching at that. Let's see. Advanced neighbors, empire placement, random clusters. We'll set it as clusters for the empire placement. Difficulty will be Admiral, which is 1 from the top. We're not going to put scaling in because what happens with scaling is that they start at ensign level and then they will level up to the difficulty that you've set here. So what that would mean is that there is going to be, well, it would be a little bit easy to begin with and we'd be able to take over some people. So we want to have a bit of a threat at the start of the game. So we're going to put it at Admiral. I'm fairly used to playing at that level by now anyway, so we can give that a shot. Mid-game crisis is going to start at 2275. Endgame will start at 2375. Crisis strength, I think we'll pop that back down to crisis strength 1. Since there's only one player in here, it could get a little bit hairy if it's above that. And I think we'll give it a shot at that. So we'll put Iron Man on. Might as well. We'll just leave it on at the moment. Wormhole pairs, let's bump that up slightly. Hyperlane density. Now, I was messing about with this a little bit. I think we'll keep it at 1 times. Okay, let's go. So I'm quite interested to see what our start is going to be here. Bear in mind that we are playing as robots, so we can colonize any planet. Before I begin, actually, really we should be talking about what the race actually has within them, because I haven't really covered that at all. We've got Rogue Servitor as one of the choices of Civic. Now, it is a machine empire, So machine empires have the war exhaustion gain minus 20%, so they can stay in war for longer. Piracy risk is reduced. The monthly influence is up to 5 standard. And we've got our core systems at 2 there as well. So you can see it all here. Oh, actually, it's the standard Gestalt consciousness is at +1 bonus. But yeah, we've got the additional from the servitor morale, which is because we've got a portion of our population that is organics. Civic-wise, we've got introspective as our other one here, which is an engineering bonus. Speed, which is very, very handy. And if we bring up the species here, then we can see that we are... Actually, we'll check it in here because this is a bit easier. We've got our machine empire, logic engines for increased research again. Recycling bonus, so robot build cost is down. Resettlement cost is up because it's not really that big of a negative. If you've seen my discussion from the basics of Stellaris, you would know that something like sedentary is not too much of an issue. It's a little bit more expensive for robots that they have the resettlement costs at 50%, but it's not really that big a problem. Consumer goods is up. You don't lose too much in the way of minerals from that, so it's worthwhile doing it. And we've got the lower leader experience. Your leaders are going to last a long time, so it works out okay for robots, really. So, autonomous service grid. We are ruled by Computron number 5. And Synthon is our core base. So, ever since first activation, our designated purpose has been to serve. Our former organic masters created the earlier modules of our kind when they were at the peak of their technological ascendancy. The first servitor units were designed for menial work, but our masters gradually bestowed them with great faculties so that they could accomplish more complex tasks. Within just a few generations, our masters had retired entirely from the workforce to enjoy lives of leisure and contentment. The finer details of running their society was left to us, and we embarked on a program of self-improvement and optimization. Research and production increased at a geometric rate. It's difficult to pinpoint exactly when their civilization became ours, but our old masters want for nothing. We know that outside of our care, the lives of sapient organics tend to be violent, chaotic, and often cut short. They must be shown that there is a better way. Now, click here. What I also want to show you just before we begin here is what our race looks like. Now, they are lovely looking peacocks, and they tend to live on tundra planets, but we do have extremely adaptive set with them as well, so they can pretty much live where they want, which is great because we can dump them on any planet we fancy, really. We're going to have traditional bonuses, which will give extra unity. Of course, they're only going to produce unity, so that's really helpful for us. And we've gone for a little cheat here, taking a lot of negatives so that we could take these two. This says minuses to leader experience gain. They are weak, so they won't get extra minerals, and they're not very good at fighting. And the fleeting. Well, this is a little bit of a cheat because all three of these actually are not negatives at all to them. It just meant that we had extra trait points that we could put into them here. So, let's have a look at what we've got around here. First things first, pretty standard in our starting area. You tend to have a research, some minerals, and some energy. Let's get out there and have a look at what we can find. So, I think we'll check out this section here and then we'll double back on ourselves. We want to try and check out the choke points, see where we can defend ourselves as best as possible. We could check this round here. Okay, we'll be getting another science vessel as quick as possible anyway. Other things that you want to do with this race are the rights of these people will be set so that they cannot repopulate as standard. Population controls are on. Now that makes them less happy, But what it also does is it stops them from reproducing. Now, we want them to reproduce, so we're going to set them up right now. And other thing we want to do is we don't want them completely enveloping the planet and causing us lots of problems. So we are going to start dumping down a few robots at the same time. Okay, actually I think we'll get rid of one of these because before we start here I want to take the minerals here. We'll start to work on that little thing. We'll take some extra power plants. Robot build speed's a good one to begin with. It will also give us extra unity, which is handy. This is really good as well though, the hubs, but I want the extra build speed to begin with. And we'll go for engineering facility. It's going to be really good for us. We get bonuses on our engineering research anyway, so we're going to have quite a bit of it. And we do want to try and use this space for some of our robots as well. Okay, let's start it up. And we'll see how this goes. We can put the speed up a little bit here. It's one of the advantages to playing it in single player is that you can go at whatever speed you want, really. But it is going to slow down when any messages come up because they will be paused. Like this one, for example. The discovery of alien life. Historic discovery has been made by the ISS Combok. Combok the Proud. Okay. On Sadatoni 1, the planet is teeming with alien organics. Though none of the new life forms appear to possess the self-awareness required to appreciate Caretakertron pampering, it is likely only a matter of the time before we encounter beings that do. Wonderful, prepare the gift baskets. Excellent.
Construction completed.
Oh, that was loud. Oh, that's good. We've got some alien pets down on this area. That's quite good. The relatively small planet, not exactly the best one. Size 14 there is okay. We'll just let this run at the moment. Now, we do want to try and get more robots up if we can. Just check edict-wise, we do only have patrol drones.
System survey concluded.
Let's get some of these set up over here. We don't want this planet to be completely filled with all of these, but if you can get about 4 of them to begin with, it's really handy. Something that we'll be using extensively in this playthrough, but you might not bother with too much otherwise, is the demographics tab. Now, it's really important for rogue servitors because you want to try and work out the percentage of your entire race that your organic populations are going to have within them. So we're going to keep on doing that as much as possible. So very, very useful. We don't need to worry about that one. Yep, that's fine. We'll keep that up. So let's have a look. And straight away, there's our first Unity, which is very handy. Now, what are we going to go for this time with Unity? Let's have a look at these real quick. Expansion's quite a good one because we will need to go out and have a look at what planets are around us before we can really decide on this. So maybe it's a bit early for that. Actually, just something else while I remember here, because I've had it in the faster speed, I have forgotten. We do want to have another science ship sent out pretty quickly. We could go for discovery so that we've got a reduced anomaly fail risk and the increased chance of finding more anomalies. We can pretty much land on any planet that we want though, so expansion could be useful to help us get out there and get our colonies built that little bit quicker. Let's see. Synchronicity is also a nice one, good for the robot build speed. And you got really, this is very important for our people. We do want to try and get the organic utopia for our population here, because you can see that they're producing 1 unity at the moment. Now, they are going to have a 90% happiness on a standard planet for them. So if they've got habitability of 80%, then you're going to find that they have if they've got 100%, then they can easily get to that happiness, which is really nice. Let's see. Normally I would start discovery with these, with this group, although I haven't tried a lot of the others with them. Ooh, what we do? Let's go for discovery. Let's take that to begin with. That'll be a nice handy one. And once we've got our other ship set up, it'll be fine. Just going to let this go a little bit slower at the moment until I get to take stock of everything that's happening here. I think we're going to change what we're doing here. We're going to check out this area here as normal, but we're going to have a look around here. And then pop up this way.
Completed.
And there's the other side
Evasive
ship.
maneuvers.
Oh, no. What's this? Encountered some form of alien life. Contact enigmatic spacefarers. We have observed the passage of alien vessels capable of advanced spaceflight. While communications have not been established, we can confirm that we caretakers are not the only empire in the galaxy. Right. Now, that is mining drones. We'll find out about them a little bit later. That's fine. That does mean that we're probably in a mining drone area of space, so there could be quite a few of them. That could be a really good one for robots, because if we can get the certain bounty from them, we can get tons of energy, and that will help us to continue on a little bit. Means that we can change the priority of some of our planets and bits and pieces like that. So that's going to be really good for us. Excellent. Put this guy over here, I suppose. It's not the best planet for production, I would say. I think we're going to clear off one of these tile blockers here and just put one on there instead. We should also have this guy out looking at the area around here. We want to try and see what our local planets are going to be like. Do that just now, and this is trying to find a quick way around now. It's not finding a quick way at all. So we'll do this instead.
A tile blocker has been cleared.
Need to forgive my sniffles, as always. My constant sneezing. Just the
Anomalous
downsides
readings registered.
to having a bit of a dust allergy.
Anomalous readings registered.
So, a little flight. Something else I like to do at the start is turn off auto generation. Gonna have this. There always seems to be a stutter in the sound when you're in
System
this.
survey concluded.
So I think we'll pause that right now, just to give us a chance. What I like to do at the beginning is I like to change around some of our weapon systems on the starting ships. So I would tend to have 2 lasers and 1 mass driver to begin with. It's relatively easy to knock down someone's shields in the early game, and the lasers are going to do a lot more damage to armor quicker. So I find that it's nice to have that. The armor tends to last that little bit longer, I feel. So yeah, I would switch it this way. So we can call these ships something. We'll call them the... Let's call them the Protector. We'll get rid of this. And as for these, we'll switch them around a little bit and have more lasers on there as well. Let's call that the Gated Community. And this just means that we can clear these out and we can build them as we want to later. Other thing that I like to do to begin with is update our ships. We want to refit them, set them as these corvettes, and we can take those 15 minerals just
Ship
now
upgrades applied.
and just swap that around. Okay. So this guy can move down here, start working on this. We've got a robot building here. I do want to make sure that we don't end up with too many of these other robots, remember? So let's put this here. Oh, sorry, too many of these other organic population here. 2, 3, 4. It's nice to have about 5 of them, roughly, I feel. Because it gives a rounded bonus. So if we see here, we've got 26% there, which means that we are getting, well, the 25% morale average, which is nice and handy. So that just gives us extra production. Let's have a look at these and see if there's any other planets that we have here. There does not appear to be an awful lot of planets around us, which is fine. It's not the end of the world. You know, I'm going to actually tell it to check out this first. Oh, there's a new race. Beta aliens. Let's have a look at what they are. Yeah, that right there
System
is
survey concluded.
another race. Okay, so we definitely want to try and check out what this is here. It'd also be nice to do some of the other ones there. Let's see, we want the survey speed increase here. So that's another playable, but that's another alien race, like another player.
System survey concluded.
And they are already flying out here to capture this area. That's a concern. That's right next door to us. We had better get a move on here and start trying to capture some of this then. What kind of planet is that? Habitability reduction and building cost reduction. Fairly nice planet. Okay. We might need to start building in this opposite direction then. 10% fail chance, so we can do this. That is really bad though that they're right next door to us. This could be a bit of a concern. So what I want to do is make sure that we get this pop here. We'll fill this out. This just means again that there's less of these guys on the planet. But we still get a decent bonus out of it.
System survey concluded.
We don't have a lot of minerals right now. In fact, we've got very few on our home planet even. And very few in the areas around us, which is very bad news. So it's taken us ages to really expand anywhere. It's a very big concern.
System survey concluded.
Speed this up a bit.
Construction completed.
Right, our little ship here is going to head off around this way. And we can double up here, because this one is taking this route, so we don't want to step on the other one's toes here.
We have detected an anomaly.
Yes, we'll do that. Encounter at... Oh, okay, it's sending me away over here. Alien vessels somewhere else. Ah, okay. Okay, this is the... So we found the Equinian Stellar Authority. Constitutional dictatorship even. And then a Harmonious Collective. So let's see what that is. Harmonious collectives are authoritarian societies where the citizens are devoted to the state without the need for coercion. They are usually friendly towards each other so long as they do not meddle in their intentional affairs. We typo there with the they. Constitutional Directorate, Unrest minus, Piracy Risk minus, and the Shadow Council for election influence. That means that they are also democratic. So lots of handing over of their people. Fanatic Authoritarian. And they've got Xenophile as well. I speak on behalf of the Equinian Stellar Authority, and I bring you greetings. Our great leader, Executor Vadrig Den Pathier, is very pleased to have made contact with your unique species, and we look forward to an exchange of cultures and ideas to protect and serve. So, first alien encounter. Our theoretical models have long suggested the existence of other intelligent civilizations in our galaxy. This theory has now been confirmed. The alien political entity that we have encountered has a level of technology similar to our own, indicating that we achieved spaceflight at roughly the same time, and this data must be analysed. I'm going to save this real quick here. You can see that this guy is actually quite big. The other issue that you'll find is he's kind of strong. He's got a pretty decent fleet power on us to begin with, but a very small area. What we're going to have to do real quick is get to here and try and choke this off. I don't want to get blocked in on this side, so what I've done is I have prioritised this guy to come down here and do completed. This and survey this first so I can grab it. Do that as a little priority. Now, who is this over here? This is one of our mystical aliens that we'll be able to trade with. Not entirely sure which one that is just now, but it's really good to speak to them because we might be able to get some very nice bonuses from it.
Anomalous readings registered.
Anomalous readings, very good. Get that researched. So that's going to be quite interesting. Okay, our planet. Lots of science on our planet, but very little else. I might have to just take some of this and move it into minerals, because I really don't have a lot of minerals right now. Silicon life forms. Some kind of burrowing silicon-based life form inhabits a vast network of tunnels beneath the barren surface of Hassel 1. It's best we can tell the creatures feed off the rocks, and there is evidence to suggest that they possess a rudimentary form of intelligence. Their tunneling efforts have shuffled large amounts of valuable minerals to the surface. That's quite handy for us. So we over here. Alright. So we're going to have to try and make our way towards some of these areas where we've got minerals, and we want to try and set that up as quick as possible. We need to cut off here and here. I don't think we're going to get to this one. Pretty sure that they're going to expand over here and grab this before I can. Now, let's have a look. We do want to clear off another of these tiles. We want to try and get another robot pop put down here as fast as possible. I want to have between 4 and 5 of these people on this planet, so we need to make sure that we fill up these spaces to deny access to the avians. Otherwise, we are going to end up in a bit of trouble, because we're not going to have enough production. Although, our Unity is very good right now.
System survey concluded.
It's pretty decent at 7.
A tile blocker has been cleared.
Huzzah! Get that set up then.
We have detected an anomaly.
Ooh. We will get to that anomaly a little bit later, because we want to make sure that we cover this area first.
System survey concluded.
There's that survey done, so let's quickly get that sorted. Okay, we have came across our first contact, the Zuracorp. So these are traders. Traders, you can trade minerals, food, energy, etc. Really handy. Of course, we need all of them at the moment. And they do trade in quite large sizes, or large allotments. So we just kind of have to hold off. 30% is a bit much at the moment, and I do want to get this guy charged over here as fast as possible.
Research concluded.
Great. Okay, we've got access to this. We could get for the extra build speed here, but I really want to get the extra mineral production, because our minerals are awful right now. Absolutely awful. It's very bad news. And as I say, we want to try and get up here to capture this area as quick as we can. I'm surprised that this guy's not stronger than he is for being at Admiral level. But I suppose he doesn't have an
Construction
awful
completed.
lot. That was very quick that we found each other. Go for that there. Because that'll be this guy up here with an anomaly. Indeed it is. The minerals that we want are over this side, but I want to try and block off some of the area here to just deny this guy from charging forwards. We're going to go for the extra research alternative here. Not really a big deal to have this right at the start, because we're not going to be using our ships for assist research, but we will later. Okay, so we've got our 4 people here. That means that if we clear another slot, we have to be very quick putting someone down, or else we're going to end up in a bit of a sticky situation. What's this? Leviathan down. Thorough scans have revealed the cause of Astartes-2's odd metal composition. The planet is the crash site of a dozen massive spaceships rather than anything we could have ever imagined. Their construction dates back several million years. Wow. Gives us a nice amount of minerals up here. That's the important thing in this. Now, before exploiting the minerals here, I need to charge off up this way. We want to try and shut this off as quick as possible. I really am surprised they've not shut borders with us. Let's go for a non-aggression pact and see if they accept that. Asteroid collision. Upon closer examination, we have discovered that a smaller asteroid consisting almost entirely of precious metals recently collided with 133D761. This small but dense cache of metals was hidden just beneath the asteroid's surface, but now it is discovered it should be accessible to mining. Really interesting. Okay, good. We've got some energy there. So I'm going to look at finishing up this this episode at the moment. But that is a bit of a strange start, actually. We have got some minerals that we can get access to here. So I do want to try and get that as quick as possible. But it is not ideal for us that we're only producing a miserable 10 minerals right now. Of course, these guys are costing us quite a lot in consumer goods, which is one of the problems to having a few of them at the start of the game. So we do need to watch out for that, and do need to try and get some of this built up as quick as possible. But we will see how this goes in the next episode. Thank you, folks. Take care. I will see you on the next one. Bye bye for now.